Ciao ragazzi, my name is Anthony. Welcome back on Inter Worldwide. It's not a happy day. It's not a happy video. Otherwise, I'd be sitting here smiling or laughing or cheering or hungover in a good way. But instead, I'm just sitting here extremely frustrated, very disappointed, and still not overall feeling much better than I was yesterday. Obviously, for different reasons, you feel a lot calmer and collected. But today I woke up and was just reminded of the fact that we blew a massive opportunity yesterday to continue our contextual momentum into what is going to be a very difficult January and a very difficult rest of the season. So for this particular video, we're not going to focus as much on the game itself yesterday, but more so what needs to happen moving forward, or more so how we need to use this failure. That's right, a failure in defeat in order to make sure that it does not impact the rest of our season. Do you agree? Or do you disagree with me? I'm looking forward to the comments. So make sure you like the video, subscribe if you are new, and of course, let me know your thoughts. Let's get into it. So yesterday, after losing the Supercup, I don't think I've seen the fans that disappointed for a while. And I'll just quickly bracket where I think that this result fits in terms of disappointments in the Inzaghi regime. Pardon me. So when you think about the most disappointing days under Inzaghi, you think about the 2-1 loss to Milan that turned the tide in the 2021 Scudetto. You also think of the disgusting Bologna result as well, these two. You also consider a Champions League final loss to Manchester City, although losing to Manchester City in a final was never going to completely tear the heart into multiple pieces and burn it into flames on the floor, but it's a Champions League final, so you definitely put it there. As far as the rest of the results go, those were the only three that really stood out that were absolutely gut-wrenching up until yesterday. Yesterday's result for me was absolutely atrocious, appalling. Every bad adjective in the world that you could use to describe yesterday was yesterday. To be up by 2 goals and lose by 3, to concede 3 in the same half, to lose in the final minute before penalties. We couldn't even get ourselves to lose on penalties. And we would have lost on penalties, believe that. There's no way we would have held our nerve in penalties. But the fact that we didn't even give ourselves a chance to lose in a less banter-like fashion is textbook Inter. Now, I have seen more than enough evidence this season that things are not exactly where they need to be. Example number 1 is when you lead Juventus by 4 goals to 2 and you end up tying the game 4-4. F that, brother. When you have a chance to bury Napoli with about 15 minutes to go from the penalty spot and you can't do it, Hakan, you decided that day on all days to miss penalties. I'm not blaming him for not getting the points, but I sure as hell am saying that you could have picked a much better time or location to miss your first penalty in how long. That's another example. The third one would be the fact that we got to the 90th minute against Leverkusen, knowing that 1 point would be worth almost the same as 3, and we decided to concede and walked out of there with 0. I was livid on that day, and I was even more disappointed yesterday. The Juve comeback, the Napoli failure to get the 3 points and push ourselves on in the title race, the failure to get 1 point at Leverkusen and cement ourselves in the top 8 qualification for the Champions League. And now yesterday, 2-0, one hand on the Supercup trophy. It's a Derby della Madonnina and a chance to move forward and face Venezia and Empoli and Lecce in the month of January with a trophy. No. Lautaro Martinez was in tears yesterday. Good. Rightfully so. Hopefully it's a catalytic moment for him to realize that you are really going to have to help dig your team out of what is not a rut, not bad enough form that you would consider it anywhere near bad news. We're nowhere near a crisis on or off the pitch. But you need to keep setting the bar as high as possible. You cannot regress in any way, shape, or form because somebody will be there to reality check you. Somebody already is. I was on the Bianconeri zone about an hour ago with Alejandro. Make sure you check out the channel. Fantastic channel. We do a show once a month, 1 month on his, 1 month over here. And I told him, I said, man, we had a chance to step on the neck of our rivals the same way you guys used to. But we didn't take that chance because we are still not at that ruthless level where we do not feel sorry for opposition. We grant respect to opposition. And yesterday we decided to respect Milan when we only really needed to do was act like C words for 35 minutes and we would have walked out with another trophy. It sucks. But the reality is that we have to move forward. The reality is that we've got a lot of things to take care of in January. So let's spend the second half of this video just talking about that. Once again, if you are here, please like the video. It helps me out a lot. Subscribe if you are new and consider sharing this around. January is not supposed to be a massively difficult month for us, guys. And I'll show you why. Yes, there are no such things as, as easy matches. No such thing as that in Italy. But when you've got an opportunity here to gain these sort of points in this situation, then you take it. So we will take on Venezia in our next fixture on the 13th of January in about 6 days' time. 5.5 days time, 1 o'clock in the morning on a Monday. I'm going to have to try and miss that one, even if I don't have work on that day. We then host Bologna on Thursday, only 3 days later, which should be a slightly trickier match, although that one is at the Miazza. Expect a roaring crowd. We also host Empoli. So Venezia, Bologna, and Empoli in the space of a week. 2 of those games are at home, 2 of them back to back. We need 9 points here before we go to the Czech Republic and make sure we beat Sparta Praha. Then we need to beat Lecce, and then we need to draw against Monaco. We cannot lose a game in January. We need 3 points against Venezia, 3 points against Bologna, 3 points against Empoli, 3 points against Sparta Praha. If we can get 12 out of 12 there, I can forgive 1 point against Monaco. I cannot forgive dropping points to Lecce. I cannot forgive dropping points to any of these teams. I will take 10 out of 12 SerieA points, but anything less than 10 is a massive failure. Massive failure. We need 10 or 12 points out of 10 or 12 because the next month after January is looking a little bit sticky. What do I mean by sticky? I mean Milan sticky. I mean Lazio sticky. I mean Fiorentina, Juventus, Genoa, Napoli, Atalanta sticky. We cannot go into these matches and we cannot go into these months needing to pick up points because we have dropped points. It is full steam ahead from this point on. You lost the Supercup. Guess what? Show the fans that we don't need to care about it anymore. How do you do that? You get 12 out of 12 points in January and you qualify for the Champions League top 8. After that, we enter a very difficult month of February where I hope we've got a lot of players back. In terms of team news at the moment, it looks like Benji Pavard is back for Venezia. It looks like De Vrij and Thuram are okay. They won't be risked against the 20th place team in SerieA, 19th place team in SerieA, wherever it is Venezia are on the ladder, although I don't think they've been in the worst form lately. And we all know that when you're fighting relegation in SerieA, all you really need is 3 points to break you borderline out of the relegation zone. They are still 19th in SerieA. They are currently only 4 points ahead of Monza, 3 points behind Lecce and Cagliari, and 4 points behind Como. So 4 points keep Venezia out of the relegation zone. At the other end of the table, we are obviously in third position. We're 4 points behind Napoli, 1 point behind Atalanta. However, we've got 2 games in hand on Napoli and 1 game in hand on Atalanta. Inter are still in the position where if they collect all their points, they will be at the top of the Campionato, which is still the be-all and end-all of this season, winning the 21st title after securing the second star that you see above the badge in the corner. Thank you to anybody that stopped by this video today. My name is Anthony. You all know the drill. Like the video, subscribe if you are new, and I will be back very soon. Hopefully, we're not upset about this too long. 3 points against Venezia could really help us out. Ciao.